Let's go! New Jersey, I'm coming. June 7th. And Steve, Sugar, you better show up. And let's show people good fight, good scrap. No excuse for you, no excuse for me. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Why you break my toe, my friend?
That was you. You kicked me in the head, broke your toe. That's your fault.
I'm gonna cut it off.
Merab Dvalishvili already had a tumultuous past with Dana White, ranging from fiery clashes to that famous fan fight incident that created controversy. Now, weeks out from his rematch against Sean O'Malley, Merab suffers a severe injury setback. With the tension already running high between the fighter and the UFC CEO, Dana isn't shy about his irritation, going so far as to threaten the fight being canceled. This might be a tipping point in their already tense relationship.
This guy, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's not the first time that that's happened with Marab. Is there anything you guys do or can do to prevent that? Are there any repercussions? Or
He's my Mitty Strickland without the mouth. What do? Let him buy the pay-per-view, I guess. I mean, I don't know. You can't keep fighting with fans. It's going to cost you a lot. You can do it. It's going to cost you a lot of money, right? And you know, I don't know.
Then came Merab Dvalishvili's controversial decision not to fight Jose Aldo, citing their strong friendship as the reason. While many fans respected the gesture, it didn't go over well with Dana White. The UFC president was visibly frustrated, seeing it as a missed opportunity for a major bout. In a sport where business tends to outweigh personal relationships, Merab's decision put even more tension on his already strained relationship with Dana, casting him as a fighter who is not always willing to toe the UFC line.
I'm just wondering, what is the likelihood that it would be Marab? I know that there's some controversy of him not wanting to fight. He wants Aljo to have the rematch. What's your idea for that?
Yeah, I hate it. And if that's, why did you even get into this sport? If that's your mentality and the way that you think, I don't even want the title, I don't even want the championship, we're friends, we're this, we're that. This is not, you can be friends with everybody in this business. There's a lot of nice people in this business, a lot of good people. This is not about friendship. This is about finding out who the best in the world is. And if you don't want to find out who the best in the world is, this is not the place for you. You should be somewhere else.
Marab has now added to the mayhem by releasing a video of a nasty toenail injury just weeks before his rematch against Sean O'Malley. The footage is obviously heavy with swelling and injury, raising real concerns about his competing. Fans are worried, but UFC officials, particularly Dana White, might be getting close to their tipping point. With the bout in the balance, Marab's honesty has only fueled questions about whether the fight will proceed or collapse.
Why you break my toe, my friend?
That was you. You kicked me in the head, broke your toe. That's your fault.
I'm gonna cut it off. This guy broke, yeah. This guy was witness. That's good.
Dana White's angry response to the injury report delivered a resounding message to fans. This fight could potentially fall through. Notorious for his no-nonsense approach, Dana did not hesitate when questioned regarding Merab's condition, intimating that he's running out of patience with the setbacks and drama surrounding the bout. His tone conveyed profound frustration, not only with the timing of the injury, but with Merab's record of setbacks. It now feels like the rematch is on extremely thin ice for many.
I mean, our guys are so dumb, it's next level unbelievable. It's all the stuff that I talk about boxing, what I will give boxing is when something happens in a camp, man, let me tell you what, it does not leak. You know, our guys can't wait to throw it up on social media. It's a small cut, it's no big deal, but obviously needed to be posted.
Against a guy like O'Malley, who's a sharpshooter and who's a very accurate puncher, now all of a sudden there's a big target for him.
And why the would you want him to know that? It is next level stupid.
But there are rumors that Merab's camp has been sending out confidence messages regarding his recovery, indicating that he's still hungry and likely capable of competing. While Dana White hasn't officially stated this optimism, fans are banking on it as per the team's messages. At this point, it doesn't seem clear if Merab will be ready in time, but the fighter's camp appears determined to keep the fight going despite the recent injury hiccups.
Listen, I don't think that any of these guys are afraid of anybody. I'm sure there's certain guys they'd rather wait to fight, and you know, they all have their reasons or whatever, but to say that Merab's fighting people in the stands, okay? Merab would get in a fight in the middle of the fighter section. That's why we moved him over to the left. So I wouldn't say that any of these guys are afraid of anybody or any fight, but you know, fighters are a paranoid bunch. You know, there's always some conspiracy against them, whether it's us or other people, or we make fights that people want to see. They win or lose the fights on their own, but they are conspiracy theory. They always think that somebody is against them, and maybe that's what they need to do to have that mental thing to go out and do what they do.
Subsequently, Merab himself visited the Bisping podcast to provide an update, assuring all that he's fine and has no problems that would keep him away from fighting. His reassuring message was meant to put to bed the escalating fears following the injury video. By addressing the audience personally, Merab was keen to dispel the rumors and demonstrate that he's geared up for the rematch, indicating that he's eager to return to the octagon as scheduled.
You joined us today. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, how is the toe?
First, thank you so much for having me here. Toe is good. Like I said, if something I can cut it off, but I don't need to cut it off. It's good. It's good. No, don't bother me.
Doesn't bother you now, Marab. This is something that a very famous UFC fighter, and Conor McGregor, has pulled out of a fight with a similar injury to his pinky toe. What do you think about that? And how are you dealing with it? You wearing wrestling shoes all the time to move forward, or do you often wear wrestling shoes when you're training? What makes you different?
I mean, I don't want to comment about Conor McGregor's toe because I don't know exactly the pain and the situation, but my toe, I still have 9 other toes, and it was fine.
But Bisping expressed a deep concern in the podcast that Sean O'Malley will become even more dangerous after this hiatus. He explained that with more time to heal and prepare, O'Malley may hone his skills and return stronger than ever. This put more pressure on Merab, who's already struggling with injuries. Bisping cautioned that the longer the bout is delayed, the more it would suit O'Malley, thus making the rematch a far more difficult test than initially anticipated.
Sean O'Malley, you beat him one time at the Sphere. Coming into this one, you think he's going to be, he's going to be a better version of himself. Maybe he's going to be more dangerous. I think he's going to come with a different game plan. If you were to think about this fight, what do you think Sean's going to do differently this time?
Merab, though, did not let it get to him when he appeared on the podcast. He admitted Sean O'Malley would probably be more dangerous with the additional training time, but stated unequivocally that he's prepared for the challenge. Displaying confidence and concentration, Merab stated unequivocally that regardless of how hard Sean returns, he's ready to encounter whatever lies ahead in the octagon and isn't letting the injury or postponements destroy his frame of mind for the rematch.
I think the first time he was waiting for me too much, and I was measuring distance good, and every time we get close I was able to take him down. Now I think he will attack more, like he will hit me, he will more,
be the aggressor.
Right, and then also I think he has a success 5th round, like he touched my body, like he got me one body kick, front kick, and maybe he will try more that, and I'm sure his cardio, he's like first time when we fought, he make mistakes, and I was better with him. Now he will make adjustments and he will fix that, and then now he knows what I'm good at, and I'm sure he will prepare more.
Throughout the podcast, Merab indicated that nothing has changed regarding his mindset and determination. While injured and there's still a question mark about the fight, he's still fully committed and focused on the rematch against Sean O'Malley. Merab reiterated that he's mentally and physically prepared to fight, not willing to let setbacks diminish his confidence. His sheer determination indicates that he's willing to take on whatever happens to him within the confines of the octagon.
I'm a champion and I have a status and I have a belt, but nothing changed for me. I'm same guy. I still have the same friends, same teammates, same close ones that I used to have before, and I am even more humble and more focused and more motivated. But it's every fight is fight. Like even I'm fighting rematch Sean O'Malley, and it's our next fight, and it's gonna be new challenges, new fight, and like everybody telling me, oh, you got this easy, you beat him first fight, but it's a sport, you never know. One little thing can change everything.
Later on, Merab revealed that in addition to his goal of winning, he also hopes to earn more pay-per-view points. He is looking to increase his career inside and outside the octagon by gaining larger opportunities and more money. Such a goal indicates his desire to climb the ranks of the UFC and become one of the sport's leading stars. In spite of the difficulty, Merab is determined to make himself and take advantage of every opportunity to develop his legacy and profits. Merab's coach mirrored the confidence of the fighter, saying they don't care what Sean O'Malley can throw at them, for they are more than ready. He underscored how they are ready to address any test and acclimate to whatever Sean's style or approach will be in the fight. That kind of solid support from the coaching staff also instills Merab's relaxed attitude and resolve, setting the message that they're not afraid and will confront O'Malley straight on when the rematch eventually takes place.
I mean, without giving too much, obviously, of the game plan of what I think and what they think and all this, I see it going, yes, I see it being a different fight for a short period of time. I see it being a little more, difficult to maybe find him at first. But like I said, we've got a few tricks up our sleeves to make sure that we counteract, whether Sean wants to completely stay away or whether Sean wants to charge in guns a-blazing. We're ready for whichever version. And I think that either one of those is really a possible situation. He might want to come out and just say, screw it. Like this guy's got too much cardio. I can't make a decision. I've got to get on him. I've got to finish. Great. We're good for that. Or, okay, I'm going to run and pick and poke and find my lucky shot. We're good for that also too. So, whatever the opportunity and options that provide, that he provides us in the fight, we're ready for.
He also assured fans further that the injury will not impact Merab's footwork or mobility within the octagon. In the opinion of the coach, Merab has fully healed and is able to deliver at his usual top level, certain that the injury will not hinder him or affect his capacity to implement his game plan on Sean O'Malley. This additional assurance is meant to put any residual doubts about Merab's physical fitness firmly in the past before the main event.
Will that toe impact your footwork at all? Not really. It's not the big toe.
Yeah, not at all. And it's one of those things, like every injury, obviously, you don't want any injuries. That's the deal. Obviously, we'd love to go into camp and be injury free, but that just doesn't happen, especially the way these guys train, and especially the intensity that Merab trains and how, the intensity and frequency that he trains, so that's nothing compared to some of the things we've had going into a lot of the fights. And, you obviously heard a lot about, how he was banged up for Umar, and we talked about that, but there's a lot of things that he doesn't talk about. He's not a guy that, he's had some massive injuries going into some massive fights before and been banged up and broken ribs and backs and things that are just, completely out of whack. But that's just the way it goes, so he's going to show up and do his job no matter what, and it's just the way he is, man.
He also sent a strong message that this injury issue is just how Merab is, open and simple. Merab wouldn't have shared the clip if it was a serious issue, indicating that the injury isn't that bad as some may assume. This openness indicates his straightforward approach and confidence, assuring fans that he's not dramatizing the situation and that he's ready to fight when the time comes.
It's one of those things, man. I can't win with that guy. Like, I literally leave for a day and something goes on, but he loves to, he loves to rile everybody up. And the thing is like he's, you know, as much as people think, oh, that's stupid or this or that, like he would never post something that was going to take him out of a fight, you know? So like, guys, if he's posting something, it's really not that bad, and he's not going to bother, you know, it's not going to bother him that bad. So I'm sure he broke his toe, but like, you don't understand, every camp and every fighter, you know, even O'Malley says this, everybody's banged up. There's a level of, you know, just injuries that you just have, you go into fights with. That's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. And that's the way it always is, you know? So it's just one of those things that obviously Merab likes to post about a little more than everybody else. So it's all right, though. He's all good.
Merab later talked in another interview about the mental and physical difficulties he's currently going through, stressing that getting over this injury is merely part of the battle. He explained that coping with setbacks is something that all athletes have to experience, and he's keeping himself disciplined and prepared. Merab emphasized that regardless of the challenges, his frame of mind is set on fighting and testing himself within the octagon, demonstrating resilience and commitment before facing Sean O'Malley again in the rematch.
All right, we are here with Merab Dvalishvili, the reigning bantamweight champion in the UFC, getting ready for your second title defense June 7th at UFC316. How are you feeling?
I feel good. It's my first rematch, and I feel very relaxed. I was relaxed in first fight, but now I don't want to be relaxed because now I know Sean will change his game plan and he will make some big adjustments, and I'm relaxed, but I'm telling myself you gotta be you gotta be motivated, you gotta be more hungry than what I was first fight.
In addition to Merab's concentration, he may have a second advantage. Mighty Mouse noted that Sean O'Malley at times struggles with mental will. In Mighty Mouse's opinion, this may be one of the determining factors for the rematch, allowing Merab an advantage if he remains mentally resilient and level-headed. This observation introduces another layer to the bout, stating that the fight might boil down to who is able to better handle pressure and adversity in the octagon.
Yeah.
Right? If Sean doesn't have the mindset like, I'm going to get taken down, I'm inviting the takedown, I'm going to force this fight against Merab, he's going to be so much better. But if he has the mindset like, I'm going to keep my distance, I'm going to teep, I'm going to jab and all that stuff, Merab's going to get across that void.
He's going to.
Merab's going to take you down.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Like, I'm going to fight it.
Yeah.
You're going to fight. And I'm not going to allow you just ground and pound. I'm going to frame. I'm going to grab your hands. I'm going to look for triangles. I'm going to look to sweep you. And then when I sweep you, I'm not going to get up and run away. I'm going to sweep you. I'm going to stay on top.
Yeah.
Now, it's on my terms. I'm on top. These aren't on your terms. And just when you were saying that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I've always thought you were intelligent. Like, when you do your things. But when you're like, it's on your terms, I was like,
yeah.
You piqued my curiosity.
Joe Rogan and Ilya Taporia have praised Merab as well, specifically mentioning his amazing cardio. They noted that his consistent pace and endurance are huge factors that help him win fights, as he could pressure fighters all the time. This top-notch endurance is considered one of Merab's greatest strengths, which makes him a formidable challenge for anyone coming into the octagon to fight him.
I mean, I love watching Merab fight.
Wow.
He's a animal.
He's the machine. I love him.
He's an animal. I just don't understand that cardio. His cardio is crazy. It's like superhuman cardio.
And I'm gonna tell you something about Merab that surprised me. That maybe you see him in the mat and he's not the most special guy, the most skillful guy in the room, but I don't know what happens to him when he gets inside that octagon. Wow, that man is a machine.
He's a machine.
Right now you ask me who I love to watch fight, that's Merab. I would take my money. When he's fighting in the pay-per-view right now, at this point I'm like, bro, take my money.
Javier Mendez also weighed in, commending Merab's work ethic and resilience. He pointed out Merab's gritty training and mental toughness that make him a powerful fighter. Mendez's commendation increases the respect Merab earns from the MMA fraternity, affirming that his commitment and perseverance are essential elements of his success.
Some huge number. It's I don't think anybody I've ever seen in my life has shot that many times. Yeah. Anybody that's gonna be fighting this guy, you better be able to stop those takedowns. You better be able to continue to stop him, and you better be able to hurt this guy because his cardio is off the charts. He's got to have undeniably, potentially the greatest cardio out of any fighter I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I would say, and I would go on record and say that that's probably what he has, the greatest cardio I've ever seen out of anybody. So therefore, he can continue to go at a high pace and the wrestling pace. So you're going to deal with him. You better be able to deal with him with great precision striking to stop that, and you better have your wrestling back up because this guy ain't going to stop shooting. You stop his shot, he's coming back in again. You stop his shot, he's coming. You can stop his shot 10, 15.
Thanks for watching. Stay up to date with more on this story as it unfolds. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of what's going on with your favorite fighters. Leave your comments below. Do you think Merab can bounce back from this loss and win? We want to know what you think.